favorite tune in this whole book is Rejoice, Emmanuel. Do you play that one? Towards the back. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel. I love that tune. It's one of those Richard Price.
Coming, Emmanuel.
Towards the back. It says
7.
Yeah, it's number 7. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Right.
Come, not rejoice.
So it's just a total blowout.
Coming later?
It's in there. Go back the other way.
Did you find it, Marshall?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas! It's got about 4 minutes. Okay, perfect.
Not too slow. Very pretty.
Are we going to do this on Christmas Eve with this book too?
You know, I think I got to get with Lee and see what I can do.
old school is another part. Yep.
I got page 7 up. Yep.
Exercise in B
I
flat.
was gonna say this is like playing the black note or something.
I have to play 60 notes too much. Not really interested. I have a bad habit of playing 60 notes too legato.
Everyone, please be seated. Almighty God, I just thank you for drawing us all here to celebrate this moment. I just ask that you place your hands on these new chiropractors. They've poured out a lot to get here. Fill them back up again. Fill their hearts so they can serve their communities and their patients, and bless them exceedingly. In Jesus' name, amen. I'd like to introduce our first speaker today. He's the 6th president of Sherman College. He came to us after having a successful practice in California for many years, and December completes his first full year at the college, which I'm sure went exactly as expected. It is tough to go from practice to run an institution like this. There are so many pieces and things to do, and he has poured himself out over the last year to project our college to the next level. I'd like for you to give a warm welcome to Dr. Jack Borla.
Good morning. Good chilly morning. We folks from California don't do this all that well, but I'm glad that I'm here. Welcome to Sherman College of Chiropractic. This truly is one of the greatest places on earth. I know Disneyland gets its a fair share of the accolades, but this really is one of the greatest places ever. On these grounds, we get to witness an incredible transformation before our very eyes. 3.5 years ago, we welcomed, well, I wasn't here, but I did in spirit, welcomed these young adults who are now leaving mature chiropractors. We couldn't be any more proud for the accomplishments that you've done so far. I'd like to take a moment just to welcome some of our distinguished guests. The panel, of course, here, thank you so much. We have two of our Board of Trustees members, Charlie Hodge and Joseph Champagne. Thank you for joining us. This is a great occasion to have them here. The administration, the faculty and staff, without all the hard work that we do to pour into these students, they would not become the doctors that they're going to be. And without your help, I'm not sure where we'd be, but I'm glad that all the things that we've done have resulted in this particular day. Our regents and our President Circle members, thank you for being here with us. Many supporters, families, mentors, advisors, you all have done your work to make sure that these college students, now graduates of Sherman College of Chiropractic, will leave here with the certainty that they deserve. I'd also like to take a moment to thank some of our, and welcome some of our referring doctors. We have two classes. We have the December 2023 and the March 2024 classes. So from the December class, we have Dr. Tim Losby, who's not here, but he's referred Brian Whitner. We have my good friend, Dr. Robert Crystal, who a national graduate who has referred his daughter, Melissa Crystal. We have Dr. Molly Spohn, who has referred Alexandra Smith, and Dr. Mark Jeter, a Life University graduate, who has referred his daughter, Olivia Jeter. We have Dr. Aminta Phelps, a Palmer graduate, thanks for being here, who has referred Deborah Sutcliffe. One of our graduates, Dr. Charles Tucker, who has referred Crystal Barkley. Dr. Randy Fry, another of our graduates, who has referred Noah Fry, his nephew, and Dr. Vincent Farrar, a graduate of Logan, who has referred his brother Thomas Farrar. We who are involved in the process of the transformation are awed by the accomplishments of these soon-to-be doctors of chiropractic. The process requires tenacity, determination, grit, integrity, camaraderie, collaboration, love, discovery, tears and laughter, and that's just from the faculty and the staff. Graduates of Sherman College have shown that they are the best of the best. One does not complete this rigorous challenge without becoming incredibly caring human beings. 50 years ago, Doctors Tom and Betty Gilardi had a dream, and they dreamt that they would have a college that adhered to the tenets, the principles, and the philosophy of chiropractic. And we at Sherman College, 50 years later, retain, maintain, and promote those tenets, philosophies, and principles. B.J. Palmer wrote in his Green Book, Volume 37, The Glory of Going On, something about the sacred trust. He called chiropractic the sacred trust, and he asked us to defend it and make sure that we don't mix it, sully it, or adulterate it. And Sherman College is doing that every single day. We know without doubt that the work that's done has the potential to change lives physically, spiritually, emotionally, and socially. Clinical case studies confirm these reported changes, and science has demonstrated that the brain changes with the work that we do. The great gift that Sherman can give our students is the knowledge of how to properly evaluate a patient's nervous system and determine if they need to be adjusted. Because we know that verbal subluxations in and of themselves are a detriment to the human expression. The greatest gift that we can give our students is that proper analysis and then knowing where to adjust, if to adjust, and how to adjust. We at Sherman take great pride in teaching, discussing, showing, mentoring, enlightening, and ensuring that our students are well prepared so they can go out and carry the great task of giving chiropractic to their communities. Graduates, this journey has resulted in you meeting many, many people from different parts of the country. These meetings were not by chance. It was but a divine intervention. You will look back on your years now and realize that every single person who came into your life while at Sherman had a purpose. And I hope that you recognize and honor that purpose. On December 12th of 26 years ago, I actually sat in those seats. Well, not those seats, but I sat in seats. And I don't remember my graduation, but I hope that you remember your graduation. I hope that you remember this as a day of passing from student to intern and now to doctors of chiropractic. One of my heroes in chiropractic is Dr. Tom Gilardi, the founder of this college. 50 years ago, he had an idea, and through perseverance, determination, conviction, he saw this could become a reality, and now we are carrying this reality forward. He went through some pretty tough times, from accreditation to finance to all kinds of problems, but he stuck to it. And one night, he was in his car after a meeting that he was not very happy about, and he wanted to express himself, and so instead of driving fast, he sat back and he wrote a poem called Undisturbed, which I'd like to read to you. If you can keep your integrity when those around you are selling out, if you can maintain your principles when compromising abounds, if you can hold to simplicity when complexity is in vogue, if truth remains more beautiful than a crowd in agreement, if being right is more important than being accepted, if risk is enjoyed, freedom considered better than security, and dying preferable to slavery, if the oneness of universal truth becomes apparent and the parts of this truth are seen as forming a chain not to be broken, then all the chaos, lunacy, and violence of this world will leave you undisturbed. I hope in my heart that you all leave here undisturbed. I hope you leave with a conviction knowing that what you're going to do for humanity is something that no other profession can do. We chiropractors are unique in our purpose. Honor that purpose. Take it to the next level. We're so proud of you. You're going to be leaving us, and we're happy that you're leaving, but we're also very sad because you all hold a special place in our hearts. I wish you all the best. Carry on. I almost forgot one of my favorite things to do. I have the honor of introducing our Chief Financial Officer, our Chief Operating Officer, and one of my best friends on planet Earth, Dr. Karen Knupp.
Good morning. I have the honor this morning of recognizing the highest award given at graduation, the Milton W. Garfunkel Award. It is named for Dr. Garfunkel, who did much to advance the profession, working diligently to get chiropractic legally recognized in the state of New York in the days when many states had yet to recognize the practice of chiropractic. In his later life, he became an enthusiastic supporter of Sherman College during its formative years. He served on the college's Distinguished Board of Regents and established a scholarship fund for needy Sherman College students. He came to represent all that was the best in chiropractic in his devotion, generosity, and service to the college and the profession. To be eligible to receive the Milton W. Garfunkel Award, a graduating student must have a minimum grade point average of 3.5 and additionally be considered by the graduate's proven demonstration to best exemplify those qualities Sherman College strives to inculcate in all of its graduates. Those qualities include the love of the profession, an outstanding understanding of the philosophy, a willingness to share, and service to the college and community. I am excited to announce that the college is awarding this highest distinction to a member of the December 2023 class, and this individual has the honor of delivering the December class address. The December 2023 class Milton W. Garfunkel Award recipient is Kelsey Costello. Kelsey, please come forward. A highlight reel of Kelsey's activities and accomplishments include membership in the International Chiropractic Pediatric Association Club since 2020 and serving as the secretary and president. Pi Chi sorority since 2021 and serving as secretary and president. Thompson Club, Torque, that's what they gave me, I'm sorry. She served as an ambassador and a tour guide for 10 quarters and a Lyceum volunteer for 3 years, including taking on the task of being a team lead one of those years. Kelsey has demonstrated a stellar academic performance, appearing on the President's List and Dean's List consistently. As an intern, Kelsey is known for being passionate about pediatric and perinatal care. She was noted as being kind, attentive, and specific with patient care. Kelsey's paperwork was precise and well-worded, so much so that it has been used as a standard example for incoming interns, according to her case doctor. Following graduation, Kelsey, who is newlywed as of this past September, is planning to associate in a busy family practice while working towards 2 additional pediatric certifications from the Pediatric Experience and Focus Academy with the goal of opening her own pediatric practice. Congratulations, Kelsey.
Thank you so much, Dr. Knapp. Good morning, everyone. Dr. Borla, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, family, friends, and graduates. A special good morning to my parents, from whom I actually kept this award and speech a secret until now. I am so incredibly honored to be awarded this distinction today. To be honest, I nominated one of my classmates for this award and felt several of them were more than deserving as well. So to be standing here is more humbling than I can truly express. When I began writing this speech, I originally was going to tell my story, how divine intervention is the only explanation for why I'm standing here today. At the start of 2020, I was in the middle of an MCAT prep course, working in an emergency room as a medical scribe when I decided to become a chiropractor. I had been only under care less than a year when I asked to shadow one day. Then I quickly found Sherman College via an internet search, was accepted, found an apartment online, and in less than 2 months, was here without ever even visiting. My now husband, Luciano, and I had been dating less than a year when he very graciously chose to transfer to an online MBA program and move from New York to South Carolina together to chase my new dream. I still have the notebook I carried around my chiropractor's office that day, in which I wrote things like proactive instead of reactive, checking leg lengths, ICPA, very light sustained contacts, Sherman, good. I can't believe how spot on those notes were in reflecting the doctor I'd be today. But today isn't just about me. I want to impart some wisdom and give an impactful speech for my classmates. So after Googling how to give a graduation speech, I settled on a theme, facing challenges with grace. I read an incredible blog post about how giving yourself grace during practice, such as while learning a new sport or other skill, is problematic because you won't really push yourself when it matters. You give up at any obstacle and stunt your progress. But giving yourself grace in competition, or when it really matters, is important because you don't want to get stuck in that frustrated, self-depreciating mindset while you're trying to perform your best. I thought this related well to college at first. You're supposed to keep your nose to the grindstone so you're the best you can be when you graduate. There are definitely times, like midterms and finals, when the sacrifice is real, when taking a shower feels like it'll take too much time away from studying for that next exam. They say the academic curriculum here is akin to drinking water from a fire hose. And standing here today, it is hard to decipher any individual course from the collective fever dream it feels like I'm finally waking up from. I do remember those late nights and very early mornings and lunch hours and the 10-minute periods between classes, studying for quiz after test after practical. But what I mostly remember is the exchanges I had before and after each exam with my classmates. All the times someone miraculously repeated some obscure detail from the test material out loud, and that exact thing that I didn't even remember reading was the third question. Or when a professor was planning the date of the next practical, and someone remembered we already had one, if not more tests that same day, and convinced them to put it off another week. Or when someone sent a reminder GroupMe message for an assignment due in an hour. Being happily surprised that an exam did actually test the material we studied, and that my weekend trip to Nashville before our biochemistry midterm was not a fatal decision after all. Earning that Zoe University alumni t-shirt was a challenge I did not face with much grace, but we all came out the other side and crushed the biochem section of boards because of it. All the things we preach to patients, quality sleep, exercise, nutritious foods, spending time with friends, that's what keeps you going in this program. Giving yourself and others grace is important, because a lot of life happens while you're in the Sherman bubble. We're 3 marriages, 2 more engagements, and a divorce deep between the 23 of us. Despite our differences, everyone always brought something to the table to collectively lift the class up and get us a little bit closer to today. And as Alex reminded me to mention, we know it must be an important day because Leonard was sort of on time, and Brian didn't use a skip. Even our quirks have made this experience all the more rewarding. I have always been a very independent, nonchalant type of person. Whether that's because I'm a middle child or a Capricorn, I'm still not sure, but I have learned over the last 3.5 years, this program is vastly more manageable and more fun when you have the support of the people around you. So what I really want to share today is our story, the graduates of the class of December 2023. Our first quarter was optionally 100% remote. Thanks, COVID quarters. However, a majority of our class did move to Spartanburg from our respective hometowns to begin classes in July of 2020. We got to come to campus for Palpation 1 and Osteology Lab, while all of our other classes solely met on Microsoft Teams. As a class, we made an effort to get to know each other, meeting up at each other's houses to do assignments, and then enjoying the summer sunshine at Freight Yard the other 5 days a week. The support system here extends far beyond your own quarter, though. That first quarter, several upperclassmen who were part of a certain technique club on campus also reached out and invited us over to practice palpation. Even though we were still in our basic terminology class and just learning to differentiate between bone and other tissues, they welcomed us. They would review what we were learning, try to explain what they wanted to go over, and airdropped us lots of invaluable notes and study guides. Ironically, though, not a single one of us ever became a gondroid. As I reflected on our 14 quarters together, I noticed maybe our class catchphrase, strong but wrong, was sewed in even before the soccer game we played for extra credit in TAP in third quarter. In second quarter, we were the first class to have a brand new instructor for musculoskeletal anatomy. This is a massively important foundational class, and we struggled as she acclimated to teaching here at Sherman. In third quarter, one of the bigger hurdles was GI renal anatomy. I remember the look on our instructor's face as he would stare at us, recognizing our blank stares back meant we were completely lost in translation of what he was teaching. I hadn't been that grateful for group test revisions since high school algebra. In sixth quarter, we faced the dreaded integration of anatomy. Our class ruffled more than a few feathers because of that one, but once part 1 boards was over, the rest of our time here really sped up. Many of us settled into clubs and organizations we were passionate about, started attending bigger hands-on seminars, and some students even became tutors for biochemistry. One activity I was so grateful to be part of on campus was serving as a student ambassador alongside Alex and Kylie. As an ambassador, our biggest quarterly event, of course, is Showcase Sherman. I've watched the 2019 graduation video several times as they would play it at many of the events, and every time I still got emotional thinking about today, about the pride I would have after completing this program, about the possibilities after graduation for my classmates and I. I am eternally grateful for all of the experiences Sherman has gifted me over these 3.5 years. Truly, nothing has changed me more in my lifetime than becoming a chiropractor. This journey has given me confidence and clarity on the purpose for my life. It strengthened my faith and flipped my perspective completely on health and healing. When I was reading that blog about grace, it said one of the most impactful effects is freedom. Extending or embracing grace produces freedom. First, in others knowing, even though they may stumble, they have the power and ability to get back up on their feet again. And second, by embracing that grace for ourselves, especially when we don't feel like we are worthy of it, we are able to live more fully in our identity and calling within the world. Without the freedom that extending grace brings, we wouldn't have the courage or boldness to take steps forward toward the goals we feel called to accomplish. So graduates, as we stand on the threshold of a new chapter, let us reflect not only on our accomplishments, but also on the challenges that have shaped us into the individuals we are today. In the face of adversity, we have discovered the power of grace, the ability to navigate difficulties with kindness, dignity, and a steadfast determination to overcome. Every test has been a lesson in resilience, reminding us that our capacity to endure and adapt is as crucial as our academic knowledge. Our journey has not been without its fair share of setbacks, but today we celebrate not just the achievement of a doctoral degree, but the triumph is growing as people. Let us carry forward the lessons learned on this campus, the importance of humility and success, the strength found in unity, and the grace to face challenges head on. As we embark on our respective paths, know that our education at Sherman has equipped us with the knowledge and skills needed to make a lasting impact on the lives of others. However, it is the grace with which we handle challenges that will define our legacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelsey. The invitation to be a student speaker is a great honor. All eligible candidates for this distinction have demonstrated a strong academic performance in addition to a host of other excellent qualities which have been noted by faculty, staff, students, and respective committees. We acknowledge that we believe Sherman College has the best students of any institution, and that makes it even more difficult when it's necessary to select one person for this honor. With respect to all of our outstanding graduates here today, I'm pleased to announce the March 2024 class speaker is Jessica Alvarez del Rosario. Jessica, please come forward. Well known for her strong academic performance, Jessica has been consistently on the president's list throughout her time at Sherman. She has served the campus community as a student tutor for 6 quarters. With a strong interest in upper cervical techniques, Jessica has given much of her attention to learning about knee chest, Blair, Epic, and Atlas orthogonal techniques. With regards to Jessica's clinical performance, her case doctor shared, as a case doctor, we start integrating into the student learning process when they are at their most vulnerable and the most uncertain in themselves. They literally have the spines of their patients in their hands, and they usually do not have faith in what their hands are telling them. Jessica quickly distinguished herself by being willing to acknowledge her doubts and being brave enough to ask for help to improve her skills. She constantly impressed me throughout her clinical time by always looking at ways to improve her clinical skills and continuing to ask how, why, and what she was doing. The desire to improve oneself for the benefit of others may be one of the most important characteristics of a great healthcare provider. It was my absolute pleasure to be a small part of Jessica's journey and to be able to watch as Jessica demonstrated her amazing character, blossoming into the capable chiropractor she is. I'm excited for the future she will bring to her patients and our profession as she continues on her journey. With 1 quarter remaining to complete the program, Jessica's plans are to open a practice in Aiken, South Carolina, focusing on upper cervical care, soft tissue imbalances, and postural training. She also desires to run a nonprofit dedicated to providing discounted care to the groomers and caretakers of horses in the polo community. Jessica has a soft spot for horses and is through the polo community in which she met her husband, Alejandro. Congratulations, Jessica.
All right, we are celebrating, or I am, a couple of things today. The first being my husband's birthday. So I just want to say feliz cumpleaños, and thank you for being here today, even though he has sick horses in Florida. The next thing I would like to take a moment to acknowledge is the harrowing accomplishment that we are celebrating here today. And it's not necessarily becoming doctors, but rather surviving the program that continuously tested our spirits and sanity quarter after quarter. From the initial overloaded credit hours and taxing schedules to the final bureaucratic nonsense of clinic, this program has challenged each and every one of us in one manner or another, but through it has served the greater purpose of molding us into the doctors that stand here before you. I know I speak for more than myself when I say that I wouldn't have chosen another group of people to have battled alongside of these last 3.5 years, and that I admire each of you for who you are, and I hope you all the best as you step out into the world attempting to change the lives of those around you. As for the speech, what better way than to start with somebody else's words? And this is words from Marcus Aurelius, a Roman Empire philosopher in the late 800 ADs, and I could find no more applicable words to be said of chiropractic today. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact, and everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. And as I look out amongst my now colleagues, I see a sea of opinions and perspectives. Now that's the unique thing about chiropractic, that it gives you the freedom to practice based on your philosophy, but that's also the intimidating part. Because there will undoubtedly be many times when you do not have the answer. And if I can let you in on a little life secret that I've learned, you should not always have the answer, because that means you've stopped asking the difficult questions. I recently came across this thought that if you never change your mind, then why have one? So I hope that you continue to evolve and grow as doctors, because school is just the introduction and we're truly only beginning our journey here today. But we cannot be content to follow in the footsteps of those who came before us to recreate what they understood to be true, because with time comes greater insight, and when education limits your imagination, it's called indoctrination. So follow the logic and keep seeking knowledge to further your understanding, and always question your beliefs, because inevitably the day will come when you are wrong, and whether you can acknowledge that or not is another question. But walk humbly, discover how to be wrong, learn from your mistakes, and adapt. Because if there's anything that I know for certain, it's that I know nothing at all. Sorry, I was keeping it nice and short and sweet. I couldn't fill the 10 minutes.
Thank you, Jessica. Today I have the pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Jeremy Lerner. He joined the Sherman College of Chiropractic faculty in 2022 as an instructor of clinical sciences, where he shares his love of chiropractic and teaching with the next generation of chiropractors. Dr. Lerner received a Bachelor's of Science degree in exercise physiology from California State University, Chico, in 2007, and a doctorate in chiropractic from Palmer College of Chiropractic West in 2011. After graduation, he opened his own private practice and served 3 California locations over his 12-year career, specializing in complicated cases from birth to old age, including patient education. Lerner also cared for the Native American population in Chico, California, through his work with the Northern Valley Indian Health Centers. In addition, he was a member of the Palmer West faculty as a lead instructor, where he taught technique, business classes, and clinical diagnostic seminars. He is a first-generation chiropractor. Lerner has been active in the chiropractic profession, serving as the Vice President of the California Chiropractic Association North District, and is a member of the International Chiropractic Pediatric Association. He is certified in Graston and Webster's techniques, as well as rock tape and spinning babies. A California native, Dr. Lerner and his wife Shay reside in Spartanburg and are the parents of 2 boys, Corbin, age 8, and Arlo, age 4. When not in Sherman classroom, Dr. Lerner enjoys nature, hiking, and woodworking, and he has made copper bonsai trees for the past 5 years. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Jeremy Lerner.
You hear me okay? All right. Thank you to the students. I had the pleasure of teaching many of the graduating class. This is a great honor. This is my first time giving a commencement speech here at Sherman. I'm a little nervous. I spent the better part of the last 2 months thinking of what I wanted to say, and of course, completely changed my speech yesterday. I'm sorry, Dr. Borla, I'm not going to do my presentation on the best chickens for backyard egg production. And I am truly sorry to Dr. Becker, I decided to cancel our interpretive dance routine. We may put it on YouTube. Over the course of 2 months, I thought about what wisdom I could impart. There's always clinical advice, like cliche advice, like never give up, never surrender. There are many fish in the sea. It takes money to make money, and that sort of thing. That last one's not true, by the way. To be honest, as a new instructor at the school, I was surprised people wanted to hear my opinion and wisdom. When I think of people with wisdom, I think of an older person, maybe balding with gray hair, heavy set. I guess I do fit that bill. So as I sat down to write the speech, I started thinking about how your life changes once you leave Sherman. I thought about the firsts and lasts of things, like your first class and your last class, the beginning and ending of your schooling career. So much of practice is full of these beginning and endings. Your first patient and your last patient, whether that's at the end of a long, busy day or a long career. We learn from these experiences. We find success in these milestones. In my talks with students, I found that most of my advice and wisdom centered on my clinical experience, distrust of taxes, and insurance companies. Today I wanted to talk about what success looks like both now and in the future. It will change in the coming years. Most of us who've been in the field for longer than a year will tell you our practices have changed quite a bit since our first days. This is why we call them practices, not perfects. I know when I started, I had some of the worst analogies. I had one about a toilet and inflammation. I'm the son of a general contractor. It made sense to me, but grossed out 90% of my patients. It's things like that and business decisions that will change the look and feel of your practice. Reevaluation is key to the success of your business. We do this with care, patient care, to show improvement in value of our service, and you need to show yourself the value of your practice. So how does one become extremely successful? I'm a list guy. I love lists. I love making them and checking things off. I always put brushing my teeth on my list, so I'm guaranteed to check one thing off. So let's look at your success checklist so far. You brushed your teeth. We can check that off. Good, good, good. Most of you made it to class on time for the last 3.5 years. Ish. You found the physical limitations of caffeine. You've taken countless tests and practicals. You've taken and passed 5 parts of national boards. You've acquired vast amounts of information about the human body and how subluxations interact with the physical form. And you are about to receive your doctorate in chiropractic. You did all this with the support of your family, friends, classmates, teachers, and other people. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, the next step is very important, one that your friends and family will need to help you with over the next few days and months, and that is talking to the general population. With all the time you've spent studying, you are currently fluent in Sherman, a mixture of anatomy speak and English. Your sense of humor is a little all over the place. I mean, I still talk about my favorite muscle, Anconius. See? So, will your friends and family please rise? Friends and family, please rise. Will you promise to help and support these new chiropractors get back into the real world? Yes or yes? You may be seated. Now that we have that out of the way, I want to talk about my journey of success and how it's changed for me over the past 12 years. As I said before, the key to success is reevaluation. I do this with every piece of my practice, teaching, and life. How do you know if something is successful unless you take a good long look at it and evaluate it for success? In year 1, I'm sure this is how many of you feel right now, oh my goodness, I'm a doctor. I'm going to change my license plate, #bone doctor, #subluxation destroyer. I'm going to tell everyone to call me doctor. In the store, restaurant, post office, if they say, sir, excuse me, it's doctor, I'm going to change all my cards, email addresses, letterhead to Dr. Lerner, or Dr. Freeze, or Iron Man, or Batman. I still haven't decided yet. The next success is starting to work as a chiropractor. It doesn't matter if you start as an independent contractor, associate, or start your own practice. The first new patient or practice member is amazing. You cannot believe how nice it is not to have to leave the room to find a clinician to sign off on your records. I mean, you can still leave the room if you want to, but that's kind of odd. Also, telling your first patient how much things cost and them actually giving you money for it is a great milestone. Success for me during that first year was keeping my overhead very low and paying myself each month. Your practice will grow as mine did, and in your first year, you'll get all your social media set up, you'll start posting memes and videos and things you're interested about. You'll learn a lot about yourself, what patient population you like in that first year. You'll also learn a lot of fun things about business and the kind of background of the office. Little pearl of wisdom, take all PI cases that have MedPay. All other PI cases, make sure you get a copay from that patient. It'll keep your office running while you wait for that case to settle. I had a few hiccups along the way. One of them was joining American Specialty Health, an insurance company run by drunken monkeys who throw darts at a dartboard to approve and deny claims. I broke up with them in year 4. It was a terrible relationship. They have my mixtape still. For those younger members in the audience, a mixtape is a hard copy of your Spotify playlist. It's very normal in month 6 to start doubting everything. Why did I start my own practice? What was I thinking? The patients are getting better too fast. I have student loans. This is very normal. It's time to reevaluate. This is a good time to call your classmates, your chiropractic family. They'll help give you a sense, they'll give you good tools, of how to get through your practice hurdles. Being that I've taught before, I still get phone calls from former students that say, Dr. Lerner, things are slow. I normally ask them, how many patients are you seeing a day? And how many days a week are you open? My next question is always, what are you doing during that downtime? If the response is Netflix and chill, I will yell at you. I'm an older person, so I had a Battlestar Galactica problem when I first started practicing. Let's just say I canceled Netflix for a solid year. If you have downtime, go out and talk to the world. It's called networking. My rule of thumb is contact 3 new people in different professions each week and set up a coffee date or something and talk about and learn about the community. Most importantly, visit other chiropractors in your town. You can see what they specialize in and how they differ from you. You can start a referral relationship and maybe even find someone to give you care. In year 2, you are surprised you made it through year 1. And if you don't pay much in taxes, even better. You really start to get the hang of things. You design your office layout to stop walking around the table aimlessly looking for that activator. You find out what months you are busy and what months you have more downtime. Yes, our job is very cyclical. These patients far go on vacation. How dare they? Your ego may be growing a little too big in year 2. That's why it's important to keep in contact with your classmates. They'll keep you humble and remind you that your pisiforms are not currently glowing with the life force of the universe. My ego needed a second car to get to work every morning. Do yourself a favor, leave the ego at the door. Your patients will appreciate it. The next few years tend to blend together. You get better at explaining subluxation and keeping patients. Normally in year 3 or 4, like it was for me, you start thinking about starting a family, owning a house, going on a vacation for longer than a weekend. You also have some data that tells you what a normal year looks like. This can be a crossroads, and reevaluation is pivotal in these years, but it can be very hard and require dramatic changes. As the great Andrew Huberman once said, the reason to deliberately do hard things is so that when non-self-elected challenges arrive, and they will, you can tell yourself, I don't know how this is all going to turn out, but I am certain I can do hard things. This quote rings true in my own story. In year 3, I grew out of my office space and moved to a larger one. The new overhead and new location was hard at first, but I grew into it. In year 6, the rental market in the Bay Area of California skyrocketed. And even though I had a very successful practice, I felt squeezed out of the market. So my family and I moved 4 hours north and started again. I grew an amazing family practice in Chico. And in year 11, with COVID restrictions and ever-changing political landscape in California, we moved. I have been very lucky to come back to teaching to help the next generation of chiropractors here at Sherman. Now that you know more about my story, I have a final list to aid you in self-reflection and evaluation. 1, be a lifelong learner. We have taught you a lot, but you will learn more from your patients. They will teach you as you teach them. And together, they'll make you a great doctor. 2, always advocate for yourself and what you know your practice can be. This can be as simple as scheduling a hike or family time in your work week, so you always make time for things you find important. 3, keep it simple. All you really need is your hands and a table. Grow from there. 4, most importantly, laugh every day. Laughter is like internal jogging, and we all need to exercise daily. Let me be one of the first people to welcome you to our amazing field of chiropractic. You made a great choice with Sherman College of Chiropractic. Get involved with our profession, get involved with your state association, keep in touch with the college. I will see you at Lyceum. Most importantly, get out there and start serving people. You'll create a community and a following in your office. You'll see your patients grow. You'll be there with them through their milestones and life events. It is a very rewarding experience. And let's be honest, we're lucky. We show up at work every day. We talk to people all day. We get them subluxation free, laugh a lot, and they pay us for it. Now get out there and be the success I know you can be. Thank you, my new colleagues, my chiropractic family.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lerner. That was fantastic. Made me almost want to take your class. Almost. Let me find out where we are here. Okay. In every class, there are those who excel academically, maintaining at least a 3.5 grade point average out of the possible 4.0 while completing almost 4,900 hours of graduate study. This accomplishment is no small task. The gold cord draped around the neck serves as a symbol of their impressive academic achievements. The college bestows the Academic Achievement Award in recognition of the individual in each graduating class who maintains the highest grade point average throughout his or her studies at Sherman College. I am pleased to recognize one member from each graduating class. For the recipient of the Academic Achievement Award for the December 2023 class graduates summa cum laude with a grade point average of 3.61. I present Melissa Crystal. The recipient of the Academic Achievement Award for the March 2024 class graduates summa cum laude with a grade point average of 3.82. I present Jessica Alvarez del Rosario. The next award is the Service Distinction Award. The Sherman College Service Distinction Award is not awarded at every graduation, Rather, it is given only to the occasional special student who stands out for his or her significant and distinguished service contributions to Sherman College, the community, and the profession throughout his or her course of study. It is refreshing to be able to announce that today we have two individuals who will receive this distinction. An overview of the activities of our first recipient include being an orientation volunteer for 5 quarters, student tutor for 9 quarters, Lyceum volunteer for 2 years, campus lab assistant, and an X-ray intern. This individual has participated in community health screenings, helped coordinate the campus efforts for Project Hope Toy Drive and the March of Dimes Walk fundraiser, as well as they have participated in the 2023 National Board of Chiropractic Examiners National Student Leadership Conference. Our recipient has held membership in SABCA as a regional representative, as the campus president, treasurer, and parliamentarian. That's the whole executive squad. Delta Sigma Chi fraternity as the chairman of academic committee. Blair Club, this individual's case doctor described him as thorough in his process to ensure he gets his paperwork and documentation right the first time around. He leads with his heart and wants what is best for his patients. He is always willing to help fellow interns and is known for being active in the community. I present the Service Distinction Award to Gerald Kirk. Please come forward. One more. Our next award recipient has been a Lyceum volunteer for 3 years, a student representative for the Academic Affairs Committee, a student tutor for 10 quarters, a graduation volunteer for the past 3 ceremonies, and is currently enrolled in the ACP program, the Academy of Chiropractic Philosophers. They have been active in the community, participating in spinal screenings, the Carolina Miracle League volunteer, and an intern with Spartanburg Methodist College. They have been involved with Knee Chest Club, serving as vice president and helping lead the club meetings, and have assisted with bringing 4 knee chest seminars to our campus. Through Delta Sigma Chi fraternity, they have served as the vice president, and they have been responsible for a list of activities such as building chapter membership, guiding philosophy events, hosting over 20 speakers, and more. Other club activities have included MLS Club as vice president, SICA Club as vice president, oh, that's the SICA, the Student ICA Club as vice president, Gonstead, Blair, and DE clubs. To summarize this individual as an intern, their case doctor stated they are a great adjuster, very attentive to patient needs, and has a good rapport and listening skills with patients. This individual spent a noticeable amount of time helping younger students get their bearings with adjusting and the clinic. They are great at patient education and sharing the philosophy of chiropractic. At this time, Ramon Pina Luisa, please come forward as the recipient of Service Distinction Award. I'd now like to introduce Dr. Claudia C., our Director of Student Clinics. to award the Clinical Excellence Award.
Today I have the distinct honor of presenting the Clinical Excellence Award. The faculty of Sherman College Chiropractic Health Center chooses the recipient of the Clinical Excellence Award. The college's on-campus health center is where Sherman interns, under the supervision of licensed doctors of chiropractic, attend patients. The health center interns provide more than 30,000 patient visits each year to the members of the local community. The Clinical Excellence Award is given to the candidate for graduation who at a minimum has maintained an A average throughout his or her internship program. He or she has excelled in all phases of clinical practice, from technical skills in the examination and care of patients to showing strong respect and consideration of patients and encouraging good health practices, including lifetime spinal examinations. The recipient of this award has attended more than the required number of patients, cared for them with great skill and extraordinary compassion, has been exemplary in his or her concern for patients' times, and has made informing patients of valuable health principles an integral part of his or her practice. In addition, this intern's respect for his or her patients was exemplified in the attention that he or she gave to their smooth transfer to a succeeding intern for continued care. On behalf of Sherman College, I wish to congratulate the recipient of the Clinical Excellence Award for the December 2023 class, Alex Smith. Also, on behalf of Sherman College, I wish to congratulate the recipient of the Clinical Excellence Award for the March 2024 class, Jeff Greer. I now have the honor of introducing Dr. Bill Decken, our chair of our philosophy department, who will give the next award.
Good morning. This is the B.J. Palmer Philosophical Distinction Award. B.J. Palmer was one of the big founder and developer of, well, D.D. Palmer, his dad, founded. He developed a lot of philosophy and science views on chiropractic. Chiropractic is a logical, deductive science based on a vitalistic principle that people have a life force within them that can adapt and heal from the inside out. This line of thinking frequently causes doctors of chiropractic and the people they serve to see chiropractic in a proactive form of life and health care. This runs counter to what we often observe in the culture of the communities around us, namely reactive health care once there is a problem. B.J. Palmer Philosophic Distinction Award is given not at every graduation, but only when a student distinguishes themselves in the areas of scholarship, leadership, and service with regards to representing chiropractic's philosophical base to his or her peers, to the profession at large, or the public. They demonstrate this by winning scholarships and introducing or helping others to better understand the underlying philosophy and principles of chiropractic, and is reflected by going beyond the curriculum and the graduation requirements. Philosophy provides a foundation that drives science and is expressed through the art of the adjustment. In determining philosophical distinction, input from the philosophy instructors, various administrative offices, and other faculty who work closely with the students is sought in selecting the recipient of this award. The philosophy department is looking for someone who has taken what they caught and placed themselves in positions to help others see the foundation and value of chiropractic. Today, on behalf of Sherman College and the philosophy department, is proud to award the B.J. Palmer Philosophical Distinction Award for the December 2023 class to Alex Smith and Ramon Pino. Both are enrolled in the Academy of Chiropractic Philosophers program, a one-year plan of study beyond what is done in the classroom. And they're doing this expressing a desire to dig deeper into the understanding and application of the philosophy of chiropractic, and further distinguish themselves through Showcase Sherman, where Alex was able to interact with prospective students and lay people, and the Delta Sigma Chi fraternity, where Ramon participated in philosophy mornings and other programs. Thank you. I won't tell you about that. For the March 2024 class, on behalf of Sherman College, the Philosophy Department is proud to award the B.J. Palmer Philosophic Distinction Award to Tristan Wertley and Allie Frick. They were leaders serving through Delta Sigma Chi and Zeta Pi Chi, respectively. In addition, Allie was invited to speak on chiropractic at the Mile High Convention in Colorado to the chiropractic profession gathered there, and focused her message around serving people with the tenets and principles of chiropractic. Through Delta Sigma Chi, Tristan worked to bring philosophy speakers to campus to facilitate more learning for the student body and surrounding chiropractors, and he facilitated chiropractic philosophy mornings. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Decken. Pay attention, because this is it. You want to remember this moment. It's the summit. We're here. Would the candidates for the Doctor of Chiropractic degree please rise? President Borla, as Chief Academic Officer of Sherman College of Chiropractic, it is my pleasure to present these candidates for the Doctor of Chiropractic. I certify that all who are receiving a diploma today have met the requirements of Sherman College and the state of South Carolina to have the degree Doctor of Chiropractic conferred upon them.
By the power, I love saying that. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Sherman College of Chiropractic, I accept these candidates and am honored to present them with a degree of a Doctor of Chiropractic, and upon reciting their oath, they will become Doctors of Chiropractic. Congratulations.
I will now introduce the elected class representative for the December class, who will in turn introduce the remaining class members for the December class. Kelsey Danielle Costello, New York.
Marian Abdel Sayed, South Carolina, magna cum laude. Jenna Lee Cook, Kentucky, magna cum laude. Melissa Rose Crystal, New Jersey, summa cum laude, referred by Dr. Robert Crystal. Erica Marie Ellison, North Carolina, XRI. Riley Gunter, Tennessee. Olivia Lee Jeter, Florida, XRI, referred by Dr. Mark Jeter. Emilio F. Jimenez Vizcarrondo, Puerto Rico, ace intern. Alexandra Johnson, Alabama, ace intern. Will the second row please come forward? Gerald Maurice Kirk II, South Carolina, XRI. Leonard Ko Wei Chien, Singapore, magna cum laude, referred by Dr. Kelvin Ung. Kylie Laporto, Florida, magna cum laude, ambassador. Austin Walsh McDade, North Carolina. Riley Grace Miller, South Carolina, cum laude. Albert Mararu, North Carolina. Wilmalise Natal Rivera, Puerto Rico. Ramon Pino Lueza, North Carolina, summa cum laude, referred by Dr. Tim Hartman. Gabriela M. Ramos Arroyo, Puerto Rico. Will the third row please stand and come forward? Jacob Reiner, Wisconsin, cum laude, U.S. veteran. Natalie Zoe Rivera Burgos, Puerto Rico, XRI ACE intern. Jamie Ann Roderick, Michigan. Alexandra Victoria Smith, South Carolina, magna cum laude, ambassador, referred by Dr. Molly Spawn. Brian Scott Whitener Jr., South Carolina, referred by Dr. Tim Losby. Will the first row of the March of 2024 class please stand and come forward? Crystal Nilanda Barclay, South Carolina, Ambassador, XRI, referred by Dr. Charles Tucker III.
Jessica Lynn Alvarez Del Rosario, Michigan, summa cum laude. Alexandra Dupree Ashburn, Virginia, cum laude, XRI. Helen Riley Bixby, South Carolina, magna cum laude, Ambassador, XRI. Catherine Coelho, Florida, magna cum laude, Vice President, Gonstead Club, Ambassador, XRI. William Dunson Jr., South Carolina, Ambassador, U.S. Veteran. Thomas Farrar, New York, President of the Gonstead Club, referred by Dr. Vincent Farrar. Rebecca Fortenberry, South Carolina, cum laude, XRI. Noah Fry, Pennsylvania, referred by Dr. Randy Fry. Will the second row please stand and come forward? Alexandria Frick, Indiana, magna cum laude, XRI. Jeffrey Alexander Greer, Alabama, ACE intern. Allie Harp, New York, ACE intern. Shannon Harris Lecter, South Carolina. Faith Renee Hoffler, Tennessee. Conrad Howard Hoffler, Pennsylvania, cum laude. Brandy Ruby Lamborn, Montana. Fred Lockett, Tennessee. Alec James Mark Antonio, Florida. Will the third row please rise and come forward? Sanaya McPhail, North Carolina, XRI. Max Stillman Paul, Pennsylvania. Mason Shoemate, New Jersey. Mackenzie Slattery, Illinois, cum laude, ace intern. Deborah Grace Elizabeth Amy Sutcliffe, Missouri, president of Network Spinal Club, referred by Dr. Arminta Phelps. Tristan Wortley, Pennsylvania. Heather Michelle Williams, Kentucky. Jessica Wilson, Arizona.
Deep breath. Okay. Graduates, please rise. It's time to take your chiropractic oath. Please repeat after me. I
Elsie Costello, Marian Apostaius, Jenna Cook, Alyssa Rose Crystal, Erica Ellison, Riley Gunter, Olivia Lee Jeter, Emilio Jimenez, Alexandra Johnson, Gerald Maurice Kirk II, Leonard Owe Jin, Kylie Laporta, Austin McDade, Riley Miller, Albert Moraro, Luisa Tom, Ramon Pino, Gabriela Ramos, Jake Ryder, Natalie Chloe Rivera Hugo, Kiki Roderick, Alexandra Victoria Smith, Brian Scott Weicker Jr., Crystal Milanda Barclay, Jessica Alford, Alexandra Dupree Ashford, Kylie Vincent, Kathy Whitney, William Everett Dudson Jr., Thomas Ferrari, Rebecca Shortberry, Noel Fry, Allie French, Jeff Greer, Allie Hart, Jana Marie Harris Lecter, Nate Hoffler, Conrad Howard Hoffler, Brandy Lamborn, Freddie Luster, Alec Marcantonio, Sanaya McPhail, Max Stillman Paul, Mason Shalane, Mackenzie Slattery, Gracie Sutcliffe, Tristan Worthy, Heather Williams.
shall diligently engage in creative activities which will enrich my philosophical understanding and enhance my artistic ability, further enabling me to fulfill my responsibilities as a doctor of chiropractic. In doing this, I will take into considerations my patients, my colleagues, and myself. I will serve my fellow human beings with an attitude of humility, honored with the opportunity to be instrumental in the correction of vertebral subluxations. My best service will be available to all, regardless of their cultural, racial, or religious backgrounds. To all this, I pledge myself. Knowing these ideals are prescribed by the dictates of reason and the love of humankind. Graduates, your degree has been conferred and you have taken your chiropractic oath. At this time, please turn your tassels to the left. You are now doctors of chiropractic. Welcome to our profession.
You may be seated. Gotcha. As we mark the end of this journey and this ceremony, the entire Sherman College family is extremely proud of you. We're proud of what you've done, what you've accomplished. We know that you're going to do many, many more great things on the next part of your journey. We wish you all the best in your future as doctors of chiropractic, and we welcome you as colleagues. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 146th commencement ceremony. We ask that you please remain in the auditorium until the ushers open the doors. At that time, please promptly exit the building without congregating. Faculty and graduates, please rise.
Thank you.